Boker Tov, Reba.
Hey.
How are you?
Good. We got a nice sunny morning here.
I see. It's beautiful.
Yes.
Hello, U319AA. At least that's how the Zoom's coming up. Oh, the audio, they're still trying to connect. Okay. Shalom, Ken. How are you? I missed you all yesterday, Reba.
Yes. I hope you're feeling better.
I am. Thank you so much. I think I become a victim of barometric pressure at times, and the migraines just kind of come out. It was like a quick one, but the timing of it was just a little off.
Yes.
So
Well,
hopefully
if
we'll
you
catch
start
up next week.
if you start to get migraines, feel free to cut services short.
No, I'm feeling fine tonight. Thank you.
Okay,
Although,
good.
you know, everybody, I suspect there are those who are partaking in our Independence Day observances, so we'll see.
Right.
Hey, Ken, I hope you're not feeling too symptomatic. But please take care. Sorry to hear that you caught COVID. Certainly we'll keep you in our Mishaberach tonight. Shalom, Siona.
Happy July 4th.
Yes, happy July 4th, everybody.
Yeah. How you doing, Rabbi?
Oh, thank you. I am feeling much better. Thank you so much.
Good.
Hello, I don't know if you guys can hear me, but my name is Robin.
Hello,
Hi,
Robin.
Hey.
Hi,
How
I'm
are
from.
you?
I'm good. How are you?
Where are you
Doing well,
from?
thank you.
I am from Southern Texas.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Thank you and welcome. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Anytime. Just checking our social media feeds here. Marvin's coming on shortly. All right. Okay, and I'm glad you only had cold-like symptoms. And we're gonna, like I said, we'll keep you in our Mishaberach this evening, and certainly hope you are feeling like you are on the mend. So I don't know about everybody else, but it is a beautiful July 4th day. Like the weather could not have cooperated more.
Yeah.
It's a good
So
day.
I hope it is. I hope everyone's experiencing a good day. Hello, Marvin. How are you? So while we almost have a minion, we're going to move forward anyway. So, Shalom Tov, everyone. My name is Rabbi Deborah McKenzie. I'm located in a beautiful Clarksburg, Maryland, which is a suburb of Washington, D.C. I'm also a JSLI Rabbinical School alumna, and it is my honor and pleasure to be with you this evening. We will be using the Rabbi Deborah Sidur in the online Sidurim. We'll also use the chat function in Zoom, as well as our social media feeds of YouTube and Facebook. And so with that, I also would like to say Erev Tov to Amy and Erev Tov to Roberto. And
could you tell them about Tova, how much better she's doing?
We've not gotten to that, and so thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, she's
Tova,
actually
apparently Tova's doing that much better.
Yeah, she really is.
So Ellen is coming on as well. So with that, let us greet each other with the Hine Matov, and I will share the service. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Behold how good and pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to dwell together. And I hope, again, all of you have had a wonderful weekend, a restful Shabbat. You know, for those of you observing U.S. Independence Day, I hope you are enjoying that as well. And let the good in us connect with the good in others until all the world is transformed through the compelling power of love. And yes, Ken, we should keep those in Highland Park in the Chicago area in our prayers this evening as well. Let us join together for our call to worship, the Baruch Hu. Erev Tov, Ellen, how are you? Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvorach. Baruch Adonai Hamvorach leolam va'ed. Praise be the Lord, unto whom all praises are due. Praise be the Lord, unto whom all praises are due, now and forever. And we do have a minion now. Thank you all. You know, as we embrace the changes of time, and especially going from morning into evening, as we embrace the changes of seasons, let us join together with the Maariv, Aravim. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, who rules the universe. By your word is the evening dusk, and by your wisdom is the dawn. The day is designed wondrously, and the seasons are set in order, and by your will are the stars arranged in the sky. Adonai Tzavaot is your name. Create day and night, ruling light away from darkness and darkness away from light. Eternal God, your sovereignty shall embrace us forever. Praised are you, Adonai, for each evening's dusk. Baruch atah Adonai, Maariv aravim. Amen. Shalom, Maariv, how are you? Let us go to the Ahavat Olam in English. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai, our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel and everyone from around the world. Let us join together and affirm our faith with the Shema. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Eternal One is our God. The Eternal God is one. Let us go to the Ahasta in English. And you shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. Take to heart these instructions with which I charge you this day, and impress them upon your children. Recite them when you stay at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you get up. Bind them as a sign on your hand and let them serve as a symbol on your forehead. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Thus you shall remember to do all these commandments and to be holy to your God. I am Adonai your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am Adonai your God. Adonai Elohechem Emet. Let us go to the Micha Mocha. Micha Mocha Ba'elim Adonai. Micha Mocha Nedar Ba'kodesh. Norati Lot Osef Who is like you, O God, among the gods that are worshipped? Who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in splendor, working wonders? Let us go to the Hashkivenu, our request for protection. Make us, Adonai, to lie down in peace, and awaken us again, our sovereign in light. Spread over us your shelter of peace. Guide us with your good counsel. Save us because of your mercy. Shield us from enemies and pestilence, from starvation, sword, and sorrow. Remove the evil forces that surround us. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings. O God, who watches over us and delivers us, our gracious and merciful ruler. Guard our coming and our going. Grant us life and peace, now and always. Praised are you, Adonai, eternal guardian of your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, shomer amo Yisrael la'ad. Amen. Let us go to the Chatzi Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemer rabah. V'yalma divrach rutein, v'yamlich malchutein. B'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayedecho be'Yisrael. Bagala, bagala, ubizman karis, imaru, amen. Yeshme rabba mevorach, leolam olam almaya yitbarach. Yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yipoar, v'yiromam, v'yitnaseh. Tizadar v'yitalev v'yitalav Shemed kusha b'richu Leila min kol birchata v'shirata Tushbechata v'nechemata Damiran be'alma Timeru Amen. At this time, let us have a moment of silent devotion, silent meditation, or silent reflection. At this time, let us go to Titilat HaAmidah, and let us lift our spirits and raise our hearts and stand humbly in prayer. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avoteinu v'Imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'il Hagadol Hagibor ve'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim Ve'konei Hakol V'zocher Chasdei Avot v'imahot U'mevii Gula livnei v'nehem Leman Shemo be'ahava Melech Ozer Moshiach Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham Yezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai Mechayeh Hakol Atah Rav L'Hoshia Morid Hatal מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמר אתה לחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. Well, we have come to the Hoda'ah portion of our service this evening, and it's Monday. For those in the U.S., it is Independence Day. It's supposedly a day of Thanksgiving, but more or less a day of celebration of national independence, so to speak. And on top of that, and I say that because on top of that, we hear in the news there's been yet another mass shooting in Highland Park today, and among other shootings that we don't hear about and other tragedies we haven't heard about, and among all the other continuing tragedies that are taking place. And then there's tomorrow, where for some of us, we've got to go back to our usual day-to-day and all the things that normally draw our attention and just take our energy. And, when do we have the capacity to give thanks? And I don't know if that's a fair question to ask, but our day-to-day lives often result in not taking the time to remember that we have things to give thanks for. So I want you to take this moment, set all the cares, worries, duties, responsibilities, set all of that aside for a moment. I want you to just be still and breathe and smile and be present in your own journey. I want you to remember, acknowledge, recognize your achievements, the lessons you've learned, the loved ones in your lives, the times when you've experienced sincere kindness and good fortune, whether you've received or given. I want you to remember the times when you've experienced a sincere, true, joyful heart, or sincere gratitude, or a strong sense of peace, or any of the many and varied blessings with which you have been blessed. I'm going to read the Hoda'ah aloud while you do so. But if you are so inclined, please type in at least one item to share of which you are truly, truly grateful. We proclaim that you are Adonai, our God, and the God of our ancestors throughout all time. You are the rock of our lives, the shield of our salvation in every generation. We thank you and praise you for our lives that are in your hand, for our souls that are in your charge, for your wonders for your miracles that are with us daily, for your wonders and gifts that accompany us at all times, evening, morning, and noon. For you are good and your mercy is everlasting. You are compassionate and your kindness never ending. We always place our hope in you. Amy is grateful that she has only 2 more days to go until her first counseling appointment. She's also very grateful that Tova is doing much better. Ellen is grateful for this day and all who are in it. And Fiona is thankful for her mother's care and her mother's caregiver, Tawana, and lucky to have her. They're lucky to have her. Also grateful for a productive day. Ellen is grateful that she can vote and fight Republicans who are trying to ruin the country. Well, we're glad you're able to vote, certainly. And Susan is thankful for this beautiful day. See if there are others. Shalom, Barbara. I am grateful. Not sure what's going on there, but I am grateful for, let me take this off share for a second. I am truly grateful to be here, to have an opportunity to be here tonight. I'm also grateful for each and every one of you. I'm grateful that there is a sense and an experience of healing amongst all of us that includes Tova, who has a wonderful name of a blessing anyway, but I'm glad she's experienced her healing, and so many of us who have and that Beth is also progressing in healing, and that many of us who experience illness of some kind or who are in need of healing of some kind are able to receive that care and that healing. Robin is grateful to have written a book about peace of Israel. Shalom, Sharon. Sharon is also grateful to be able to vote and for this wonderful service, and grateful that her husband and parents are doing better. Again, so grateful to hear that, Sharon. Glad to know that your parents and Stephen are doing much better. And Sharon's also grateful for her son and Sim Shalom. So thank you all so very much for all this goodness and blessings. We shall ever praise and exalt you. May every living creature thank you and praise you faithfully. God of our deliverance and our help. Praised are you, Adonai, who is the essence of goodness, to whom it is worthy to give praise. Amen. Amen. And Reba is grateful that her grandchildren were able to visit their great grandma. That is, it's to hear all of these. It's inspirational. We live in a time where so much is going on. We need to take out these moments to remember and to help. They help ground us, because we need to remember these precious points of light, and it helps in sharing. It's really an uplifting and healing expression. So thank you all so very much. Robin, you said you completed a book about peace for Israel, and the timing's perfect because so much is going on in our beloved land. Even the politics there, seems to be a little bit of turmoil in so many different places in the world. But certainly we know that we remain ever optimistic for the peace that's part of the prophecy, the promise. And so at this time, let us sing Shalom Rav. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech Adon lecho hashalom. Ki ata hu melech Adon lecho hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha. Tasid Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha. Tasid Leolam. Tasid Leolam. May you grant abundant peace to your people Israel forever. For you are sovereign, master of all peace. May it be pleasing in your sight to bless your people Israel. Praised are you, Adonai, who maketh peace. Baruch atah Adonai, Osei HaShalom. Amen. At this time, let us remember those who are in need of healing, who are in need of recovery and restoration, those who are in need of hope, encouragement, strengthening, and inspiration, those who are in need of comfort, relief, acceptance, solace, and peace. Certainly there are some amongst us tonight, as well as those who may share our space, as well as those who we hold in our hearts and in our minds. Please use the chat function or the social media feeds to type in the names of those for whom you want this prayer for healing said. And as I read each name aloud, please let us join together our collective healing energy and intention as we pray for their healing. Heal us, Adonai, and we shall be healed. Help us, and we shall be saved, for you are our glory. Grant complete and perfect healing for all of our afflictions. May you who blessed our ancestors, may it be your will to send complete healing and restoration of body, mind, and soul too. All who are suffering physically and emotionally, all who are homeless, humans and animals. Pava bat Elsa, Pearl bat Ethel, Elizabeth bat Margaret, Benjamin Noah ben Chaya, Chelsea bat Karen, Tova, the world, Dorothy, Mark, Marlene, Jimmy, Jean, Robin, Brandon, Corey, Sue Marie, Rabbi Steve, Rabbi Galit, Silva, Marvin, Ellen Friedman, Fiona, Amy, Beth, Timothy Paul Taylor, Diane Fishman, Ben Alessius, survivors of violence in Denmark, Highland Park, and worldwide, people of Ukraine, those with COVID, Am Hazel, Rabbi Galit, Janice, Albert Madison, Valerie Madison, Maddie, Beth and her dad, Tova, Kathy and Lynn Ford, Cousin Harry, Ellen, Jesse, Jane, Catherine, and the whole world, Marvin. Families of those who were murdered this week, Bill bin Ann, Marlene bat Chaya, Gil bin Clara, Sarah bat Colleen, Ellen, Rabbi Galit, Ellen Friedman, Beth and her dad, all our congregants in need of healing. Ellen Rose after the 19th, no more surgery. Thank you, Amy. Stephen Jaffe, Fred and Georgette Meyerowitz, Stephen Meyerowitz, Ronnie, Beverly, Naomi, Gabe, Larice, and Christina Jacob, all victims of COVID, all victims of senseless violence, all who need any type of healing, Ellen and Marvin and Amy, Rabbi Steve and Rabbi Galit, and Ken. If there are others, please type in their names. In the meantime, I will add the Myler family, the Lugo Adame family, Alan Brunel and the Brunel family, family and friends of Musa Ziggy, Terry Bernard and Joseph Aronofsky and the Aronofsky family, Wendy and Patty Vogel, Shandell Bat Sharon, Anna Bat Shandell, William Ben Julia, and the Spitzer family, Fatia Makabas Berochaya, Menashe Ben Menachem, Angie, Deng Nguyen, the James, Adams, Williams, McKenzie, and Grant families, Bobby Joe Adams, Rowan and Judy Hanson, those injured as well as family and friends of those who perished in recent tragedies, those with COVID and other related pandemic and endemic illnesses, as well as family and friends of those who lost loved ones to COVID-19 and other endemic and pandemic illnesses. We also remember our injured and wounded warriors, as well as family and friends of those soldiers and warfighters who have made the ultimate sacrifice. We remember Jessica Kroc. We also remember those, our brothers and sisters in worship who've been affected and impacted by causeless hatred, anti-Semitism, racism, misinformation, misunderstanding, and psychological and physiological inconsistencies that lead to violence and fatalities. Remember Williola, Sarah, Fred, Zechariah, Stephania, Sion, Israela, Rob, Ariel, Ethan, Richard, Rachel, Gileloma Bat Rachel, Naomi Bat Rachel, Avat Bat Miriam, Rav Jenny, Gladys, Dave Poland, Rav Tony, Terry family, the Cohen family, Aziel, Alita, Jakiri, and Argaby families, and Steve Davis, along with all others who suffer. And may those who tend to those who are ill, Adonai, including our first responders, our healthcare workers, our essential workers, our clergy, our teachers, our first responders, our military, may they be strengthened and encouraged so that they and we may serve by intending and attending to restoration, serving as an instrument of your healing and reflecting your blessing and goodness in time of need. You are the faithful and merciful God of healing. Oh, may this come to pass speedily in our day. Praised are you, Adonai, who is the healer of Israel, all people everywhere in all your creation. And let us say, Amen, yeah, Amen. And for all those whose names we have said aloud, as well as those whose names we hold dear in our hearts and in our minds, for them do we intend and pray for a complete and speedy refuah shalema. Amen. Amen. Shalom, Joseph. It has been a long time. Thank you for joining us this evening. This time, let us go to the Aleinu. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו And it is said, and the Lord shall be sovereign over all the earth. And in that day shall the Lord be one, and Adonai's name one. Shalom, Robert. Erev Tov, thank you for joining us. At this time, let us turn our hearts and our minds and remember those who have transitioned to the world beyond, to their eternal rest. And even though these precious souls are no longer with us physically, they live in us. We carry them in our spirit. Their lives, their legacies, their journeys are ever imprinted in our hearts and in our minds. Even with the passage of time, we still hold them ever, ever precious. At this time, if you are in any stage of mourning, or if you are observing a yard site, please join me now in saying the Mourner's Kaddish. And if you are so inclined, please type in the names of those whose memories you cherish and wish to honor this evening. Yitkadal, Yitkadash, Shemei Rabbah. Alma di vrach rute v'yamlich malchute. V'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayedechol beit Yisrael. V'agalal v'zman. Tariv imru. Amen. Yehi Shemei Rabbah mevorach le'olam ulameh almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipoar v'yiromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudshah brichu. Le'ela amen kol birchata v'shirata tushpechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehi Sholaman Rabbah min Shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Imru. Amen. Oh, say shalom b'Rama. Huya say shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. V'al kol yoshvei tevel. Imru. Amen. Tonight, we remember all those who have no one to say Kaddish for them. We remember Mildred Friedman, Laura Freck, Alan Brown, Maureen McManus, Kathy Gosh, Lynn Thorne, Margie, Leslie, Viola, Hattie. Remember Cousin Scott, Stuart Baker, those who were lost to recent violence, those lost in recent violence, and those lost or those who perished from COVID. Francis Johnson, Rabbi Galit's husband Bob, Robert Reber, Audrey, George, Daryl, Edward, Francis Johnson, Laura Freck, I'm scrolling down, Linda, and all those who lost their lives in mass shootings. Uncle Julian, okay, I'll come back to those. Colonel David, Raina, and all who have no one to say Kaddish for them. I'll also include Musel Ziggy, Kaylee Myler, Mrs. Lugo, Gordon Goldberg, Meir Ben Sorka, Maurice Spitzer, Tiff Ben Shalom, Vikayat Vega, and Sharon Ben Avram V'Sarah. You also remember those who perished as a result of COVID-19 related and other endemic and pandemic illnesses. We also remember those who have perished in recent tragedies. We also remember our soldiers and war fighters who have made the ultimate sacrifice. We also remember the victims, those who perished as a result of violent acts, those who've lost their lives in the war in Ukraine, and all those who've lost their lives in any war. All souls are with you, O Sovereign. So teach us to number our days that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. And teach us to live wisely and unselfishly, courageously and fruitfully, in truth and in understanding, in love and in peace, so that our remembrance of them will be more than mere moments of remorse and regret, but rather serve as a catalyst for noble and inspired living. And may the names of those whose memories we cherish be for a blessing. And may we bring honor to them in our living. And may we become worthy so that those who come after us may likewise remember us for good, as we this day affectionately remember those who are unto us a blessing. And let us say, Amen, the Amen. Zichronam Livracha. I do want to say hello to Robert and Sephora. And we do have a few more others to add to our Misha Berach, including Marvin, Tamara Blecker, and if there were
I'm
others,
sorry, Cantor, is it Cantor or Rabbi? I'm sorry.
Excuse me?
Is it Cantor or Rabbi? I'm sorry.
Rabbi.
Rabbi, I'm sorry. Thank you
So
so
I
much.
think it's both.
Thank you for having us. We're a few visitors from another minion, from the Rabbi Galit's minion, actually. We live all over the country.
Okay, well, thank you.
Yeah, we live all over, literally all over the country. I'm in New York. Some people from California here also. And
wonderful.
Right, and what's going on is one of our dear friends is in the hospital in extremely serious condition, and we're trying to find out what's going on.
Okay. Thank you. And please,
Excuse me, Rabbi.
everyone.
Rabbi, I think Amy has an information about Tova tomorrow. She said that I had heard that she is able to, spoke to a friend today. And so she is able to communicate at this point. That's all we know. But she is able to communicate at this point.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Certainly, Robin. Robin, did you want to ask here? Did you want to wait till after, or?
Oh, I can ask now. I am
Sure.
new to looking for a rabbi to help me convert to Judaism to make Aliyah, and that's the primary reason of my question, is to find out if it's possible for me to convert with you guys to make Aliyah.
Sure. Let's follow up afterwards to discuss the some more details regarding that.
Okay, I'm so happy.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Let me see here. I will put my email address in the chat. That's for anybody, but at least that way, do you see it? That way, let's follow up afterwards. We can set up a time and discuss that. Well, Chaverim and Mishpacha, I want to thank you so much for a wonderful Maariv. When we started out, we didn't have a minyan. I didn't even come out and ask. Our ministering angels knew who to get, to bring, and we were blessed to have morning minyan, some new friends, some friends we haven't seen in a while, and you all, each of you, brought a beautiful kavanah to our collective, our safe space, our sacred space this evening. So I do want to thank you. I also have to just remark, there's a few of us who are part of several chats here and there, whether it's on Facebook or in other places, and it just seems like so many of our colleagues need our prayers. They need our energy. They need our love, and I'm hoping that I hope that we can all come together and as we go about our individual days and lives and everything, that we keep them in our hearts and in our minds and keep them in our prayers. There's just so many things going on. I don't want us to forget about them in our haste and as we go about our daily functions. And so while just know that I actually have thought about maybe having somehow a special service, a healing service, where a few of us can maybe come together specifically just to out of the care for our friends and congregants and colleagues who are just kind of going through it right now. This just seems to be a tough time amongst so many folks that we all know. So keep you posted on that one. But certainly it is. I just wanted you all to know that it is weighing and certainly keeping track of those that I can, and I thank all of you for sending me messages as well to keep me posted. So thank you and bless you all so much. Of course, Shalom has Maariv services every weeknight, Monday through Thursdays with JSLI rabbis. Friday nights, Kabbalah Shabbat with Rabbi Steve Blaine. Of course, we don't have too many holidays, notwithstanding today being the 4th of July, Independence Day for the U.S. But we do have coming up later this month the beginning of the 3 weeks. And that's where we begin our mourning period for Tisha B'Av, the 9th of Av. So that is coming up later this month. And we'll talk about that as we get closer to that time. We also will be adding Lynn Bloomberg to our Mishaberach this evening. Thank you, Sharon. If you are studying this week's Parsha, and those of you who are part of the Sunday Torah study, Torah inspiration study group, I apologize about yesterday. Was feeling a bit under the weather, but you know, we read it. We were going to study Korach in preparation for Chukat, and of course we read Chukat this week. And if you are studying this parsha, it is, I'm telling you, I think from here on out we just read about at least one point where the children of Israel have to complain. Bnei Israel has an issue with something, and I won't go much further into that. But in this parsha, we see where it takes a toll on Moshe Rabbeinu. He reaches the boiling point, and it is him reaching that boiling point that in fact changes his own destiny about him being able to go into the land. As part of that, you know, we read about Miriam's passing, we read about Aaron's passing, and as part of his passing, the transition of the Kohen HaGadol to his son Eleazar. And so we read about all of this. And again, with what we're experiencing in our own lives, with our own friends, all of this can start to weigh heavy. So we do read about also in this parsha about Bnei Israel going up against the two major Amorite kings, Sihon and Og, and winning and victory. And so with all of this, I just want to, you know, if there is something in this parsha that resonates with you, I bid you good study. I challenge you, however, to find something positive in this parsha, because Chukat is a tough parsha to manage. It starts out talking about the red heifer that nobody knows about and the water of purification. So I challenge you to find something positive in this parsha.
Rabbi?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Rabbi, it's me, Robert.
Yes.
So as it turns out, just by coincidence, my rabbi is actually taking off this week, so I'm doing the Dvar Torah at my shul. So I don't understand something. It seems like there are certain positives in this parsha coming up, right?
Yeah.
Right, but then how does it lead into the 3 weeks? Because the 3 weeks coming up in a couple of weeks is a period of like one of the most intensive mourning periods in the calendar. Actually, if you consider everything, Yom Kippur is 1 day, but the 3 weeks and is actually literally 3 weeks culminated the last 9 days, I'm told, of intense one. So how do you go from the positives leading into the 3 weeks?
Well, so we do have this parsha, and then we have Balak, and we've got at least two more parshiot we have to get through before we get into the 2 weeks, into the 3 weeks. So there are moments of inspiration, not necessarily happiness, but moments of inspiration that we can glean from each of the parshiot leading up to the 3 weeks. And that's what and so now that you bring that up, that would be the challenge. I would actually look to Balak actually as one of those, because in there is the prayer that, or at least the beginning of the Matovu that we sing for the Shacharit service, a prayer that was given by a non-Jew or non-Hebrew that actually serves as a source of inspiration, not only for the beginning of prayer, but the beginning of the day, and kind of resets a broad stage overall what the grand goal of coming out of Egypt was supposed to be about.
Interesting.
And
Thank
it's
you.
interesting to see someone else provide that perspective from the outside. So with that, I do ask to look for the positive in that sense. Look for the inspiration.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. So with that, I want to thank you all so very much. Please allow me to bless you with the threefold blessing as we go into our evening or morning, as the case may be. Yivrechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
Can you hear it?
Thank you all so very, very, very much. Erev tov, Laila tov, Boker tov, Shavua tov. Please be safe. Please be well. Please be blessed. Most of all, please be a blessing and shine your light. That's one of the ways we get through all of this, and in helping others to find theirs when they are not able to. So those of you observing the 4th and doing fireworks, please be safe. Enjoy
Yes.
the sight, but please be safe.
Careful.
Tודה רבה, Rabbi. Shavua
Love you,
tov.
Rabbi.
Love
Love
you
you,
so
Rabbi.
much.
Be
God
safe,
bless.
everybody.
Everybody, you too, Miss Ellen Rose. You behave yourself. Thank you, Amy.
What did I do? What did I do?
Take care, everyone.
Nothing.